Hi, if you do pre-production for film or games, you know the struggle. You draw a storyboard and then you or your technical artist spend forever rebuilding cameras, timings and proxies in the 3D engine by hand. Every tiny change means file exports, chaos and wasted time. In this video I'll show you CiGYL. It's a 100% browser-based ecosystem I built because I know that friction from real-world practice. You drop your storyboard right into the browser and push it into a fully playable 3D world with just a few clicks, including all cameras, poses and timings, without losing control. You then pull the data directly into Unreal Engine or Blender. The app itself is completely accessible, and for the AI part you just use your own API keys. No expensive subscriptions, you pay only pennies directly to the AI providers. I'll show you how to set that up at the end. Now let's jump straight into the app. Once you're logged in, you land in your central workspace view. Every project needs a solid foundation, and this is exactly where you manage your characters and locations. The great thing is, you don't have to painstakingly type out descriptions, names, age or traits. You can generate, adjust or have them expanded by AI directly in CiGYL. For characters, we can either generate an illustration or upload your own and generate a complete reference sheet for front, side and back views. For the locations, it's just the same. Upload an image and the app builds you a blueprint and a location sheet with different angles. When we switch to the Storyboard tab, the real workflow begins. You can upload your own images or generate storyboard sheets directly. The app is smart enough to crop these sheets automatically and split them into individual shots. If that doesn't work properly, you can just crop by hand. To control the whole thing, we switch to the Timeline tab. Right now it's pretty simple, but later I will make it a fully interactive timeline. You see and build the entire pacing of your cuts directly in the browser to get a feel for the timing. This really becomes productive once we bring these flat panels into 3D space. A click on this button and we hand the sequence over to the scene generator. What happens now saves you days of clicking. The system analyzes your storyboard panels and builds them as a 3D world. All cameras are automatically placed where they need to be based on the storyboard's focal length and perspective. If something doesn't fit 100%, you can easily tweak it by hand in seconds. Your timing is of course carried over one by one. You can see the timeline here at the bottom of the 3D viewport and adjust the pacing while viewing the scene. When I hit play, the view jumps from camera to camera, exactly in the rhythm with the storyboard. In the next updates I'm adding the ability to animate objects and actors right here and extract character poses directly from the storyboard image. And right after that, team collaboration is on the roadmap, so you can work on the same scene from anywhere. Rough placeholder blocks are nice for the start, but we want to populate the environment with real objects. For that, we switch to the asset generator. In the asset generator, you create, generate or upload the required sheets in no time, which are automatically cropped, so you can create 3D models from them. In the Objects tab, the crops are listed. The cool thing is, every crop can store multiple versions of 3D meshes, so you can iterate easily. To top it all off, you can of course manipulate the 3D meshes, adjust the pivot, resize, fix the rotation. Everything you do here is then applied to all instances of that mesh. This means all placed meshes inherit those changes. The asset generator works in the background permanently with the scene generator. We switch back to the scene generator and place the geometries by hand, but absolutely intuitively. Those who know Unreal Engine controls will feel right at home. Before we get to the API keys, here are a few more useful shortcuts for your workflow. If you don't have a whole storyboard but just want to convert a single image into a 3D scene, you can do exactly that with StageX. StageX can be used standalone or opened via a shortcut. Image in, proxy scene out, adjust the camera and done. In PoseX it's similar. Just drag in an image, grab the pose and export it directly as 3D skeletal data. And if you open PoseX or StageX on your phone, you can take a photo in the app and extract any pose from any image, then export it directly to Blender or Unreal. And when it comes to characters, you can have complete character meshes generated by AI and equip them directly in the browser with matching props and gear with Character Generator. No more naked mannequins and previs. You build your extras exactly how you need them for the scene. The real trick, however, comes when you fire up the Rig Master. It's not about just jamming bones into a mesh. Unlike rigid auto-riggers, the Rig Master is the control center for your entire character assembly. It automatically pulls in all clothing, armor parts or props you assign to the character in the Character Generator via a drop-down menu. You can position, scale and bind every piece to the exact same skeleton right here in the editor. Using a second drop-down, you simply toggle a ghost mesh to visually check in real time if the proportions and deformations are correct. The seamless sync with the scene generator and direct transfer to Unreal are next on my list. I'm already working on a modular skeletal system and a real socket connection that is recognized as native sockets directly in Unreal. The goal I'm aiming for is complete automation. One click and you get a ready-to-use character blueprint in Unreal Engine that you can place in the scene instantly. That saves you and your technical artist the entire manual assembly later in the engine. Now we export everything to Blender. One click on Sync and the transfer begins. A few seconds later, everything is set up cleanly in Blender. Shots are split into Blender scenes, everything is named and sorted properly, and loaded into the sequencer. Via the sequencer timeline, you can rearrange shots and the CiGYL Blender add-on gives you various useful functions that make your life easier. You can also convert the simple rigs from PoseX into Rigify's rigs there. And via XML export, changes to the timeline can be pushed back to CiGYL. Export via Scene Generator doesn't work quite yet. What you just saw is still the old StageX and PoseX workflow. Instead of tedious single transfers, the Scene Generator will pass the entire scene including shots in one go. This major overhaul is currently running at full speed and is the core of the upcoming milestone update. As soon as that's finished, one click in the browser is enough and the sync script in the engine does the rest. Cameras, poses and timelines spawn ready to use in your project. To make image generation, mesh generation and also reconstructing 3D scenes with AI support you need API keys. That's what I mentioned at the beginning. In the menu at the top right you can simply click on Get Key next to the provider name and you'll be taken directly to the provider. There you can then generate your key. Here, for example, at Google, there's a Create API Key button at the top right. You simply create a key and can then use it in CiGYL. That is the complete workflow of CiGYL, from a flat storyboard to a living 3D pipeline in just a few minutes. I'll be honest with you, because I'm building this thing entirely by myself, not everything is running perfectly smooth in every corner yet. The Rig Master, for example, is currently not yet connected to PoseX or the Scene Generator, but at least you can already export your fully equipped figures directly as GLV. Also, in the Scene Generator, poses are not yet automatically placed, and the module itself still needs some fine-tuning. But the foundation is there. The individual proof of concepts work excellently, and everything is on a good path. The vision is clear. In the end, everything should work without manually moving files back and forth. Every tool will be linked, automatically named for you, and sorted in an intuitive storyboard-based interface, ready for transmission into your engine. The open beta is completely free and live for you on CiGYL.com. Try it out and don't be afraid to push the tool to its limits. If you have any wishes or suggestions, especially when it comes to how we can further improve the folder structure or scene and sequence setup in Unreal, then join the community. Come to my Discord server and help me make CiGYL even better. I read and answer everything personally. Have fun trying it out and see you next time.